Hey, hi all. So in this session, we will see how to locate web element based on XPath and CSS selector. So first we will go with XPath now first, and then we will go with CSS selector. So what is XPath? How to use XPath in Selenium? So actually, guys, we have two types of XPath. Two types of XPath. So and those are like we have a relative XPath. So that is called relative XPath. This relative XPath is also known as partial XPath. First one is what? Relative XPath, and the relative XPath is also known as partial XPath. As well as we have complete XPath, or it is also known as absolute XPath, absolute XPath. So what is the syntax to generate relative XPath? Actually, so if you go to the any web page, on any web page, this is the web page. Let me navigate to the one of the application. This is the application, Facebook. So if you want to generate XPath in Selenium, we will use some extension. For Chrome, we will use like ChroPath, as well as for Firefox, we will use ChroPath to generate an absolute XPath or relative XPath in Selenium. So we'll use ChroPath. So the question is here, how to generate relative and absolute XPath in Selenium? To generate relative and absolute XPath in Selenium, so simply we will add a one extension that is called ChroPath. So how to add extension for ChroPath? So what is the difference between relative XPath and complete XPath? So let's get started. Let's first we'll install ChroPath for Chrome as well as ChroPath for Firefox. So just go to the browser, go to any browser and just search here, download ChroPath. Click on this. So you will get a first for Google Chrome. Just click on this ChroPath for Google Chrome. In this link we will click, and this is under extension. Okay, this will be the extension for this Chrome browser. So here you can see add to Chrome. Just click. This is a ChroPath. We will add to Chrome. Just click on add to Chrome. So it's checking. Yes, add as an extension. So the moment we will do add as an extension, so similarly we can go for Firefox also. So earlier what we used to do, so to generate a XPath in Selenium, you see it's saying turn on sync. We will use this extension by clicking on this icon. Okay, this is the icon. If you want to use this extension, just we need to click on this icon. So and once you will add this as an extension, here you can see. So that was I will cancel as of now. I don't want to sync with this. So you see, once we add this extension, we will get removed from Chrome. So once you will add this, just do one thing. Just close the Chrome browser and again restart it. I will close it, Chrome, and again I will restart. I will click on this Chrome. Similarly, we can add this extension for Firefox. To add this extension for Firefox, again just use download ChroPath for Firefox. Just use download ChroPath for Firefox. And then this is ChroPath, get extension for Firefox. Okay, just I will click on this first link. And you see Firefox browser add-ons. So let's click on this add to Firefox. Once we will click on this add to Firefox, This is Cropat. This is Cropat by Sanjay Kumar. Okay, he is the person who has like created this extension. So add to Firefox. Let me click on that. So Cropat helps to generate and validate selectors like relative XPath and all. So let me click on add, and okay, got it. And let me close this browser. Once you added this, we'll restart the browser, Chrome, Firefox also. So like that, we added the extension. Which extension we added? To generate a XPath in Selenium. To generate a XPath in Selenium, we first need to add one extension to the Chrome and Firefox browser. So what is the extension name? The extension name is what? The extension name is Chrome. So earlier what is, so we are using latest Firefox browser. So earlier there was a one plugin was there for the Firefox old version. That Firefox old version, the plugin name is what? Firefox, Firebird and Firefly. So these two plugins help us to generate a XPath in Firefox. These two, and same XPath we used to we use in Chrome also. Here also, whenever you will generate a XPath or relative or absolute XPath in any browser, Chrome or Firefox, that will be applicable for other browsers. So the inner HTML DOM will not get changed anywhere. Okay. So actually earlier we used to like these two plugins, but nowadays this is totally discarded for the latest Firefox browser. So this Cropat is latest plugin to generate a XPath in Selenium. So this Cropat will generate two kind of XPath, relative XPath and absolute XPath. This relative XPath is also known as partial XPath. What is the syntax for this relative XPath? So actually always we will generate a relative XPath like this, /. The syntax for this is what? Syntax for relative XPath is what? Just we'll use /. Here we'll use tag name. So on which node we are going to work? What is the tag of that node? Then we'll use attribute name equals to, in single quote, what is the value for that attribute value. So all this we will take in the inner HTML DOM, this tag name, attribute name, and then attribute value from the inner HTML DOM. This is what? Relative XPath. The partial XPath is what? So this partial XPath will start from, syntax is what? It will start from root node. What is the root node? Root node is what? From HTML, like /, it will start like this. One /, it will start like that from HTML. Then if there is a body, it will start from body. Under that body, if you have a input tag, then input tag. On which input tag you are working? Let's suppose you are working on first input tag. Okay, under that input tag, you have a like that particular variable. Like that, it will start from inner HTML, like from the root node. So root is the HTML, and then under that we can generate this, like we can write the. So any HTML page, let me go to the. So close Firefox. I will open Chrome and I will show you. So how to generate this XPath using Cropat. Just go to the page and let's navigate to this Facebook page. So it's loading now. Man, it is quite slow. This is the page. How to write XPath? For this, simply right click and inspect. if you inspect, so simply, so whatever the like structure is there, HTML structure is there, it will get generated here, you see. So these are the elements, and this is the root node from HTML tag. This page will start from HTML. Under that you have a, these are the web elements. You have a heading, body. So if you want to generate any web element by using Absolute Expert, so simply it will generate from root node. So how to generate expert, Absolute Expert and Relative Expert is the element. To generate Absolute Expert and Relative Expert is the element, simply go here and simply somewhere you will see the crow path. So here I can see crow path. Might be you can able to see. Let me drag here. So here you can see crow path. So simply click on this crow path at rightmost side, and this is the window for the crow path. Okay, this is the window for crow path. So for which web element you want to generate a expert and which expert you want to generate. So simply inspect and click on, let's suppose for this email ID or phone number will generate. So which expert you want to generate? So just use relative expert. If you want to generate relative expert, what we are saying relative expert? So tag name, attribute name and attribute value. So on this web page, what is the HTML DOM? You see, this is the web element. If you highlight, so this input is the tag name. So name is the attribute name and email is the attribute value. Similarly, ID is the attribute name, email is the attribute value. So this like that is generating the which expert? Relative expert. Let me copy this and let's paste here relative expert. So this is the not copy. Go here. So how to copy? Simply here you see, if you click on this, it will get copied. So instead of selecting all this and just paste it, you see. So input is the tag name. ID is the attribute name. Okay. And the email is the attribute value. Similarly, how to generate Absolute Expert? To generate Absolute Expert, just go to the page and instead of Relative Expert, just click on ABS Expert, Absolute Expert, and just copy this. So for same web element, it will generate a Absolute Expert, and the Absolute Expert is what like this, you see. So it started from root node. What is the root node? HTML is the root node. Under this is the first HTML doc. Under that we have a first body. Under that first div, second div first, div first, like that. It will navigate from complete hierarchy of the code, and it will find that web element. So, but when you go to the Absolute Expert, this is quite complex to read as well as increases the length of the code. So always go with Relative Expert. Actually, you directly targeting to that particular web element, and you are trying to find locating that web element. But here you are navigating from complete hierarchy of the code. Due to that, what will happen? So here when you use this, it increases the length of the code and you reduce the performance. So like that we will use Relative Expert and Absolute Expert. Like that we will generate in the, so whatever inner HTML DOM is there, from inner HTML DOM we'll generate this expert. We can write our own expert also. How to write our own expert, how to be a master expert, we'll see in next session, upcoming session. But today's session is what we will focus on. So how we are going to generate a expert. Let's see by using Absolute Expert or by using Relative Expert how to automate any application. So what we will do, same application will take. This is Facebook. So we'll try to click on like pass email address or phone number, password, and we'll click on login. So once we'll click on login, what will be the like we can able to log in into the application or not. So we'll write say one small script for that. So to write a script, just go to the Eclipse. Let me close this previous one. So this is the Eclipse. So when you start the Eclipse, initially it will load. That's just loaded completely. Now, so in the locator section, so we'll create a one class. Right click on this locators in Selenium package and create a one class. So we'll create a class with the name locate based on expert, and we'll try to locate the web element based on both relative as well as complete expert. Just go to new, create a class, and The class name will take locate based on XPath. How we are going to locate the web element based on XPath? So simply click on finish. Once you will finish, it will create a class. So this is locate based on XPath. So we will locate the web element on XPath. So just maximize the window, just double click on this class and just take a main method. So to the shortcut is what? MAIN control page enter. So when you hit on control page enter while writing a MAIN, so a main method will be generated. So actually the main method will be generated. So this is the main method. So before going to start your browser, you have to set system variable path. Let me take to set the system variable path. Just use the system class set property method. So actually, the set property method will take an argument as a in the form of key value here. So we'll take this set property method, a string as a key, string as a value. This is set property, string as a key and string as a value. So just click on this set property. So key is what? To load the browser. So we'll load Chrome browser. So the key is what? Chrome.driver. This is the key, and the value is what? Where exactly the driver is. You loaded. Where exactly the driver you kept. So we have kept the driver in current working directory. We have a drivers folder. Under that we have a Chrome driver.exe. So several times we have done this step. So then after that, we'll create a driver instance that is called web driver instance. So to launch the Chrome browser, just use create an instance of Chrome driver. So the moment you create instance of Chrome driver, so it will launch the browser. This is the Chrome driver. So import this as well. So change and import from this package. Then after that, so once you launch the browser, I will do. So we'll manage the window, driver window. So just use driver.manage.windows and we'll maximize the window and then we'll navigate to the Facebook page. Driver.just use navigate.to method. I will use this method, driver.navigate. So what is the application? Application is HTTPS or http://www. This is the application we are going to do. So we'll try to locate the web element. We'll try to interact with email address field. How to interact? So we are trying to interacting with particular web element. Just use find element. And by dot what? By dot XPath we are trying to interact. So the first time we'll try to locate the web element based on absolute XPath. Okay. So and we'll check what is the difference between absolute XPath and relative XPath. How the length of the code we are going, like whatever drawbacks are there for absolute XPath and what are the advantages, that also we'll check. So we'll try to find the web element for email address field or password field, and then we'll perform click operation on login button. To perform click operation on login button, just use this click. So to perform input operation, we'll use send keys method, and to perform click operation, we'll use click method in Selenium WebDriver. So simply go to the application. This is the application. So on that application, inspect, click on that web element and generate a absolute XPath. This is the absolute XPath. Copy this XPath copy this expert and just paste here. So actually it increases the length of the code and very complex one. You see, it increases the length of the code and very complex one. So let me hit on enter here. So it will be readable now. And at the username I will pass, for example, akash@gmail.com. This is the username. Let's suppose this is the username and the password is akash@223. We'll pass the password is like this. And for the password field, again locate the value. So inspect and click on this password. And we are going to generate which expert? Absolute expert. What is the absolute? Here is. Just copy this absolute expert. Just click on that copy and then paste. And here also, just hit on enter. So here you see, this is the input one and this is the input of one only, but it's coming under div 2. And here you can see for this is coming under div 1. That is the only difference. And everything is what? Same. If you observe carefully, it's coming from inner HTML DOM, like from root node. Then there is a body 1, div 1, like that. So this is also coming from HTML, body 1, div 1, div 2, like that. So, and then we'll try to find a web element for login. We'll try to locate this. Just click on this login button. Just click on. If you click on this login button, this is a button. It's highlighting. So perform the click operation actually. So let me go to the previous page. Inspect. First inspect. And then move to that page. Okay. So this is the absolute expert for login button. Copy this, and just move to the Eclipse and paste that expert. Okay. For proper readability, I will perform click operation. Okay. This is the for locating the web element based on absolute expert. After you locate the web element, I will perform click operation. Immediately I want to quit the browser. Okay, I don't want to wait. So if you want to display the what is the title of the page, you can able to display. Means are you able to log in successfully or not? We'll say title of the page is whatever title. How to retrieve title in Selenium? To retrieve title in Selenium, we have a get title method. So to get the title of the page, and then let me run this application. To run this application, right click, run as Java application. Initially, it will take time to load the browser and launch the browser. Just wait a minute. It started the browser. Starting Chrome driver actually on particular port. What is the port? On port #3. On this port it will stop 10966. Chrome driver used. Okay. So loaded the page, and now on this page, let's see it's perform the operation or not. First, it will load the page completely. Actually, whenever you are going to develop the script or implement the script, so it will execute very quickly. Might be my network is slow, that's what it's not executing. It's taking too much time to load the application. So Facebook, and now it's loaded and it's performed akash@gmail. So enter the password and perform click operation on login also. Once it will perform click operation on login, we are checking can we able to log in into application or not, and then we'll get the title of the page. Again, it's loading. You see, Facebook login. So might be the password or something is went wrong. And you see, title of the page is what? Facebook login or sign up. You are on the same page. Just because of that, one of the invalid credential. So similarly, same web element we can able to locate based on absolute expert. So partial expert. So absolute expert we have located here. These are the absolute experts. So same web element we can able to, let me comment this, control backslash to comment multiple lines. So to locate this web element, just we will use by using expert, but this time we will use relative expert. That is called partial expert. So use same key and we'll pass same, let's akash @ and for password field we'll try to find the web element, that particular web element by dot same expert we will go and the expert will write here, and then use same keys, and then password is what I will write akash @ like that will pass. We'll type the password and then we'll perform the click operation. To perform click operation, simply use. So this is the invalid credential. Okay, guys. Just dummy thing. Driver dot find element by dot expert, and the expert we are using here, whatever expert, and finally we'll perform click operation. To perform click operation, we use click method. So let's check for which part? Relative expert. Click on this first email address field. Instead of absolute, just go to the relative expert. This is the relative expert. Copy from here. You see, copy to relative expert. Navigate to the page and paste here. Okay. Again, go to the application. Click on this. Click on password field. So copy the expert for password field, and then again move to the application and paste here, and again go to the application, inspect and inspect for login button. This is a relative expert button where ID becomes like this. Copy this, move to the application, move to the Eclipse, paste here, and then after that, just once you pass username, password, click on button, login button, and we'll try to retrieve the password. So if you logged in successfully, it will retrieve the password for home page. Otherwise, it will retrieve the password for same page. So let me execute this. So to execute this, just use Control F11. Started the Chrome driver on port. This time it started on port 18652. Launch the browser, maximize the window. So it's running quickly now this time. Actually, that expert is what very complex one, and for read it's complex and increases the length of the code. That's what your automation performance also was reduced for absolute expert. So it's trying to find the web element from complete hierarchy of the code. It's going to the HTML, then body, and then like that. So but here immediately we're trying to find that particular web element. Once the page will get low, it will try to enter email address to the email address field, password to the password field, and it will perform click operation on login button. Let's load the page first. Perform the click operation, and you are not on that page. So it will retrieve the password, Facebook login or sign up. You are on same page. So like that, we can locate the web elements. So particularly we are using absolute as well as this is what by using second approach is what by using relative expert. We'll generate our own expert also. How to generate our own expert? We'll go for next session. So what is the difference between this expert, absolute and relative expert? Actually, the first basic difference between them is what? So it will try to find the web element based on attribute name and attribute value directly. Okay, it's no need to like for relative expert, no need to go through the complete hierarchy of the code. So it reduces the length of the code also. It reduces the length of the code and improves the performance due to that. So this is what is try to find the web element from complete hierarchy of the code. It goes through complete like HTML code. So this is the HTML page. For this HTML page, it will go from root node and try to find that particular web element. So due to that, what will happen? It unnecessarily increases the length of the code. So if the length of the code will, it's very complex to read. Okay, for readability, it's complex. So that are the drawback of this absolute expert. So always go with. So if anything will get changed in middle of that, you couldn't able to find where exactly they change. But if the attribute name or attribute value will be changed in the inner HTML doc, you can able to change some other attribute name and other attribute value. Let's suppose this time I will go attribute name as name and attribute value will be there something. We'll take that attribute value. So always go with okay unique expert. Okay, and that part expert will be like readable also. So how to handle a complex web element and all, and how to generate a complex expert. So we'll take in next session. So this is the session for what is the expert, how to locate the web element by using expert, how to add the extension. Okay, the extension is what Crowpath to the Firefox and Firefox and Chrome. So same you can able to like if you go to the Chrome also, this is the Chrome. On Chrome also you can able to generate. So not now. We don't want to save this. And just navigate to the application, like any application you go. Let me go Facebook. On the Facebook page, how we can able to generate a expert. Let me clear this one. By using relative expert. There is a one icon. If you click on that Crowpath icon, you can able to generate. This is the Crowpath icon. If you click on this, so the Crowpath window will be open. So here at right hand side, you can see Crowpath icon. Once you will click on Crowpath icon, you will get like this, and you can able to so open Mozilla Firefox and like that some information is displayed. So let's see, I will. So hit on F12. We click on F12. So we'll get this window and just go to the here. This is the inspector and all console and everything. So just click on these three dots. Somewhere we can see Crowpath here. Don't able to see what happened. Yes, here you can see. Here you just click and just click on Crowpath. Right hand side. So this is the Crowpath window. Let me drag this side. This is the Crowpath. Now which web element we want to inspect? Click on this inspector and click on that web element. Email address. You see, this is the expert code generator. Expert for Crowpath. This is absolute expert for Crowpath, and this is the CSS selector for this particular web element. So at this time, so you see, and here it has generated relative expert as well as absolute expert as well as CSS selector. So same for other web element also you can enable. We can enable. Click on this and click on this password. So this password is also relative expert, absolute expert, and same is there. So there is no difference between in ChromePath for Firefox or ChromePath for Chrome. I hope you get it. Let me close this browser as well as clear this. Okay, guys, we'll close the session here. Thank you.